You're okay, LG. Big announcement today. I think a lot of people were anticipating that this was going to come, but I mean, it's Thursday. It's kind of later in the week. Why make your formal announcement now?
Well, first off, Leigh, thank you for having us. We feel very grateful that you'd have time for us, and we're also thankful for everybody who's gone through so much with us this last year. Why Thursday? Well, to be frank, tomorrow's my birthday, and we were planning it for my birthday. So we wanted to say that, yes, I'm running for governor. And I'm running for governor because we need trusted leaders who care deeply about people. And we've been on an extraordinary journey together for the last couple of years. So we wanted to say mahalo to everyone who's been on that journey and welcomed us into their families. And as I run for governor, I want to be focused on the things that matter most to the people in Hawaii.
And when you look at your campaign website, you have a lot of priorities that you list. For one, you list housing. These are really top of mind subjects. So what do you bring to the plate? You know, being that you are running for the governor's position, you're going to be the head honcho for the state.
Yes. So housing does seem to be the number one issue for us as a state. For the last 2 or 3 years, thousands of people have been sharing with us the challenges they're facing, and it is housing and the ability to afford to live in Hawaii. And those are two interlocking challenges. We have to have more houses, more inventory. We have to solve that Hawaiian homelands question. And we can also bring a lot more inventory and houses to the market by getting rid of some of the illegal Airbnbs. So that's one piece, and that's going to be central to what we work on and what we do. So that's a big piece. And then making things more affordable in Hawaii. For example, I've been fighting to get rid of the tax on food and medicine for a long time. That's an immediate way for us to make it more affordable to live in Hawaii. But these real issues, that a living wage, paid family leave, those are the kind of things that Jamie and I are going to fight for, and we just feel passionate about.
And, you know, I kind of want to bring your wife, Jamie, into the conversation because, and I don't know, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but historically, what I've seen, you're probably the most involved lieutenant governor that I've seen. So we're dealing with a pandemic too, as well, in the middle of these issues, these top of mind issues. But in the past, during the pandemic, you've also come under public heat and scrutiny from the public. So being that you're also a husband and a father, Jamie, how do you feel like you folks are going to support your husband in this campaign?
Well, you know, Josh has been a legislator for a long time. So he was representative, senator, and then lieutenant governor. So I think that we've had a lot of training for this. And, you know, one of my priorities is always to kind of keep our children separate. So, I mean, they're used to the idea of, you know, campaigning, and we ask them to sign waivers sometimes, but they do whatever they want to. So really, we're kind of used to this process. And, you know, we've definitely during COVID and during his time as lieutenant governor, we've, you know, kind of seen how involved we can be and how people have really welcomed all of us into their lives. So we're grateful for it, and we're ready to do it.
I'll give you an example too. I mean, Jamie and Maya and Sam were incredibly supportive of me. When we had protesters just outside that window downstairs, and Sammy had COVID and was in his bedroom, our apartment had flooded from the neighbors, and we were all here together with people protesting, and we respect freedom of speech, but we were there together. And so they really saw me through a lot of the tougher times of COVID. But honestly, everyone had tough times through COVID, and we're a regular family. Though we're announcing today, we're dropping the kids off at school. They made me do the dishes, not a very good job. We're kind of normal to a lot of people's idea about what a family is. But Jamie is the one who grounds me.
This is all around a family affair. You need that structural support, right, from the Ohana. You know, as we look forward, what do you think needs to change? Because you talked about early on public trust, regaining public trust, and given the current circumstances, you know, if you're in the governor's seat, how do you restore that? That's going to be one of the top of mind issues. It is a top of mind issue too. It
is. I think you have to lead by example. You know, I've stayed a physician all of these years, and so I go back once or twice a month to be a doctor on the Big Island. You know, I was working 2 jobs, one as lieutenant governor, one as a doctor. And I think that the public trust has been rocked by some of the scandal that's gone on. And we have to do our best if we're chosen, if we're given this honor to serve as governor, to make sure people do trust that the person who is the leader of the state has their best interests in mind. And we care very deeply about people, our family. We're with people all the time, and I think they can look to us as an example, I hope. We'll always try to be a good example. But it's only through leading by example that you ever restore people's trust.
And this is my last question to you folks before I let you guys take the last few minutes for a couple of things that you want to say. Given your legislative career, is now the right move to run for governor in your political career?
Yes, we decided about a year and a half ago, after we'd gone through a lot together with the state through COVID, that the experiences I had dealing with the biggest crisis of our time, not just the health part of the crisis, but rebuilding the economy, making sure safe travels function for us, dealing with the impact of COVID, the mental illness component, the isolation, how it meant that people couldn't be in schools appropriately and get all the education development. We saw this as an issue that helped connect us to the people of Hawaii, and that's when I decided to run for governor. We also had that experience in Samoa. That was another moment late in 2019 where we bonded as a family and team over a large challenge, and we felt at that moment that we would be up to the challenge if chosen.
And LG, I do want to give you a couple moments, just a last few moments, just to say what you want to say. What do you want to get to the public?
Sure. Well, I just want to thank everyone. People have really taken us into their lives and into their hearts. It's incredible what's happened in the last 2 years. A lot of people sometimes reflect on the tough moments, but it's been tough for everybody. And, we've done these broadcasts from our living room or our kitchen table because of necessity. And it is something that I often hear, that people say, we feel like you're part of our family. And we feel that way about the people of Hawaii. So it would just be the honor of a lifetime to serve as governor. I will bring to it all the passion I have as a physician and as a husband and a dad. But really, I want to make sure that we turn the corner in our state. We're going to emerge from this pandemic now in the coming weeks. We're really seeing the last acute phase of it. And now we have to rebuild together. So after 2 years, really struggling all together as one Ohana, now will come the time to renew. And that's what I want to say. So I would be honored to have people support and vote as I run for governor. And I hope that they see us as a friendly family.
And then, Ms. Jimmy, I'd also like to extend that to you, if you would have a couple last words that you'd like to say.
We're just excited for the opportunity to serve and to do good things. We really do care about Hawaii and the people of Hawaii, and I think we have a lot to offer as a family.